What's up, y'all? Exodus 1, aka Indigo Sky, aka Trigger Ranking. I want y'all to like, subscribe, share, definitely hit the notification bell. If you'd like to support the channel, cash app in the description. If you'd like to follow me on any other platform, everything is at the top of the YouTube. That being said, let's get this show on the road. listen now. I'll touch your shoulder. I'm turning up the street. They say why? And tell them that it's human nature. Why does it do me that way? Say why? Tell them that it's human nature. Does it do me that way? I like living this way. I like loving this Lil Zambro. Oh, this is Human Nature. This is a cover. All right, y'all, we got one more to go to. After that, we're going to go to the news. Got one more to go to.
I like to make myself believe that the planet Earth turns slowly. It's hard to say, I'd rather stay awake when I'm asleep. 'Cause everything is never as it seems.
I like to make myself believe
The planet Earth,
it
turns slowly. It's hard to say, but I'd rather stay awake
when I'm asleep.
'Cause everything
Thing is never as it seems. Alright, boom. So we're going to the news, y'all. We're going to the news, y'all. Let's see what we got going on. We got a lot of news going on today, so check it out. Well, that right there might be a good one. Ooh, I might have to look. I might have to go back to that one. We're gonna go back to that one, y'all. But we first video we about to do is Poetic Flacco. What does the fire keep? This says, okay, what does the fire keep? I mean, we got more than just fire. We got all kind of shit. We got. We got all kind of shit in. We got everything in here, bro. We got the bomb. Anyway, but we about to do Poetic Flacco. Academics received the first call, the worst call of his life. This is we about to react to Poetic Flacco.
DJ Academics got a call from a really well-known executive that really popular people actually.
It's a semi-monologue. I got some interesting calls in the last week. I know I haven't streamed that much, but one of the calls I got, I won't tell you from who. Maybe you were able to deduce who, but I won't confirm or deny. But it's really one of the most powerful people in the music business. And this person called me, and this person said, "Hey, Ak, I just I just got put up on speed on some of the stuff you've been going through, some of the stuff you've spoken on, and I seen a recent sit down, and I said I got to reach out to my guy Ak because I seen they were trying to label you as manic. Now, this is one of the most powerful guys in music. flat out. I just won't say his name. Maybe you'll figure out who. He says, Ack, I had to reach out to you to tell you you're not crazy. Dude, I'm going through the same thing.
The executive that called DJ Academics, his name is Larry Jackson. And you guys don't know who Larry Jackson is. He was, well, famously the creative director, I think, at Apple Music. And he's responsible for the Drake and Apple Music partnership initially. Now, he started his own company called Gamma, which I believe was like a label or like this new format of distribution. Now, when he started Gamma, some very powerful people in the music industry didn't like it. So because they didn't like it, they began to put up these like AI anonymous websites and just spread falsehood and lies about him to steer artists and other industry people away from Gamma and away from Larry Jackson. Larry Jackson recently filed a lawsuit to uncover who was behind the anonymous websites. So he's currently in that lawsuit trying to uncover. So he calls academics and tells academics, listen, the people who are after you, I believe they're also responsible for that fake website and the fake accusations against me. And it's no mistake that, you know, the same people who are after you were my direct competitors, which is Rock Nation. Like Rock Nation launched like Rock Nation distribution. Almost everybody and their mama called them out for it. It was like hella predatory. Russ called them out. Everybody called them out. So Larry Jackson's calling, act like, bro, you're not crazy. These people, right, who was my competitors, as soon as like Gamma started to take off and become like the premier option, like next to like United Masters, all of a sudden I'm being smeared, I'm being like torn down, and he believes that Rock Nation is also behind it. So when he called academics, he just told academics, yo, listen, like I know that Charlamagne the God is calling you manic in that interview. Like I know that like Joe Budden is also like calling you manic. Don't let them convince you that there's not this conspiracy or that these people are too high and mighty to worry about you. No, this is their MO. And academics broke down how this conversation went and his thoughts.
Damn, United Masters? I thought that was some, I thought United Masters was not all of that or on that level, but if you say United Masters, I might have to rock with them.
After hearing that.
On U.S. women's games. Let's go.
Hearing that.
Now, I'm beating around the bush here because I don't want to just throw out names. But I want to just parallel because the things that he even divulged to me that was going on to him. And I said, why don't you say this? And he said, well, I deal with it differently. I'm dealing with it legally. I don't need to speak on it publicly, but I'm dealing with it legally. And he told me some stuff like, what? That's happening? Never. And he said, what you need to realize that we're in uncharted territory. The games that's being played and how people are getting at people it's unprecedented. But there's really only one entity that's playing on that level. And he said, I called you just to let you know, if you ever need legal help, if you ever need whatever, I'm here to back you up. Because trust me. And by the way, without, I don't want to dox him, not necessarily dox him, but I don't want to. But he said, didn't you see some stuff pop up about me? And it looks so beautiful and so good. Where did that come from? This is what this person said too. He said, when you exposed that they came at you and they're using an AI article, they made a whole AI website about me. They didn't even use my picture, it was an AI generated thing.
This is the website with the AI article against Larry Jackson. Now, they made several accusations against him. They called him a scammer. They also said that Larry Jackson, all he does is like raise money and then exits. He claimed that he doesn't retain his clients. He says that Usher signed with Diddy, one project and then gone. That French Montana allegedly streaming fraud and fan complaints following his Gamma deal. That Rich the Kid had one project cycle with Gamma, left quietly with no announced exit. Claims that Mariah Carey released one project with Gamma and departed without fanfare. Claimed that Four Bats signed by Boo, wanted to sign an OVO, but Larry Jackson blocked it. Essentially claiming, every client that Larry Jackson has had, he found a way to F over, which is just not true. They even claim that Larry Jackson like money laundered some of his clients' money. So they made like a lot of accusations, essentially trying to sway away, like future investors away from Gamma.
But a music industry or business is actually an actual business. Like you got to be careful when you get in this game.
And then also their goal was to tell like these rappers and these clients, yo, stay away from gambling, bro. No, gambling ain't good. Every artist that work with gambling, they have had issues. Now, most of these things in his article was all lies. Like most of the accusations were just flat out lies. Like you could literally do your fact check and find out it's all lies. And Larry Jackson kind of like lists out the lies in his lawsuit. But they created his website anonymously and they took like immeasurable like measures to hide their identity clearly and obviously because what they were doing was foul, wrong, and just outright illegal with the lies. So now you're seeing the people who did this to Larry Jackson. Well, similar AI articles launched against Academics and Drake a couple of days before Academics sit down with Charlamagne the God. Right? And then Charlamagne the God used those same AI articles to go at Academics. Now, I don't think, first off, I don't think Charlamagne the God had anything to do with them AI articles. However, the AI articles that just conveniently are writing write-ups about all the accusations that Rock Nation is accusing Grand Wizard and Academics of is no coincidence, right? So once Larry Jackson called Academics about this, Academics now began to kind of like connect the dots like, wait, hold on. The same exact play they ran on you, they're running it on us. But they're just called, like, they're calling you a scammer, they calling us a scammer. They're saying you are money laundering, they saying we money laundering crypto money on behalf of Polymarket and State. Academics will reveal that the Larry Jackson and Rock Nation beef actually started a long time ago. It actually started during the conception of Tidal. See, when Jay-Z started Tidal, he relied on his relationships with other artists that he could kind of draw in. He brought in Kanye, he brought in Rihanna, he brought in Nicki Minaj, he brought in a lot of hip hop artists.
Shit, Nicki Minaj, she mad to this day because of this Tidal shit.
Promised them equity into Tidal. In exchange, they would give exclusives to only Tidal. So, for example, if you are a new streaming platform and a really major artist like Kanye and Rihanna and Nicki Minaj, they say, hey, my album is only dropping on Tidal for 1
third
week.
Out there.
That's gonna boost the subscribers to that streaming platform because you're.
Hey, Young Crip the third, where you coming from, big dog? Where you coming from, buddy? Let us know where you coming from, homie.
Favorite artist is only gonna be here exclusively for 1 week. So you can wait a week or listen to their.
You schoolyard, you 60, you 20. I mean, what you got going on? I just want to know. I'm just asking. I don't know nothing about this shit. I'm just asking. What faction are you in?
Album this week by signing up. So Jay-Z essentially brought in a bunch of artists. One artist he really wanted was, the biggest artist on the planet, which was Drake. Now, Jay-Z thought he had Drake in the bag, but then Larry Jackson, who was the creative director for Apple Music, he stepped in and convinced Drake to sign to Apple Music for millions of dollars.
Well, he said, check this out. I'll give you this interesting tidbit. Well, 10 years ago.
Now, I do remember this because Drake was asking, and Drake was, in good standings with them. And Drake asked them, yo, can I get 1% of Apple? Right, you know what 1% of Apple would do to your bank account? 1% of Apple Music. Do you know what that would do to your financials? You would never have to work. Your family probably would never have to work for the next 100 years. 1% of Apple.
I've been working on some big updates to my New Day Weather and Wardrobe app, and I have to show you.
There's about 13 or 14 artists that line up on stage alongside Jay-Z. And they're there for the Tidal announcement. And it was everybody. One artist says, you know what? I'm not going to get on that stage. And I'm not going to be a part of this. I'm going to go another way. There's some disruptors that's moving some shit over there. Happens to be at Apple Music. And I'm going to get with them.
What's that?
And I get it, I'm
Lemonade.
talking some equity stuff over there, but they're going to give me $20 million. I put my
Bruh, you smoking that lemon haze, but them folks say I look like Isaac Hayes. Lemon haze.
My album on there for 7 days. That slight was never forgotten. Remember, Drake got snatched up. Okay?
I'm probably gonna do one more hour with y'all, bro, and I'm gonna slide out after another hour. I got
from
y'all.
underneath the person who felt like he was the Don Dada, biggest mogul.
Depending on how many people come in here, though, I might go 2 hours. But if it fluctuates and is lower, I'll do an hour. If it goes higher, I'll do 2 hours. But we're gonna see what happens.
Jay, Drake didn't get down. Now, if you think that Drake is the only one who feels the brunt of that type of, reaction afterwards, what about the guy who wrote the check, who did the cosign and made the play to get Drake? You see what I'm getting at? Anyway, that happened then. You would think that I'm talking about something that just happened 10 years ago. But if I tell you that in the last couple of years, on the music side of things, when I mentioned Bobby Shmurda, when I mentioned Lil Uzi Vert, when I mentioned Meg Thee Stallion, what Rock Nation's trying to be is...
Damn, I'm sorry, y'all. Michael Jamal Warner been dead for a whole year? Wow.
Literally,
Time go by so fast.
Of distribution. It's this artist type of they want to kind of upend major labels, but mostly on some, okay, you're getting over here with Jay and them. Don't believe me? Rock Nation announces distribution. Remember, this came out. Also, this didn't go along well.
And the funny part about this too is when you look at the website and all the accusations they made against Larry Jackson, damn near all those accusations can probably be attached to Rock Nation. Like Bobby Shmurda have made these accusations against them. And Nicki Minaj have claimed they stole money from her. She didn't get paid her cut. And so all the accusations they levied against Larry Jackson, if Rock Nation did do this, you could very well say those allegations apply to Rock Nation and Jay-Z. All right? Right? So if you're Larry Jackson and you're sitting back and you're like, bruh, all the reasons why people don't want to go to Rock Nation distribution are the exact reasons they tried to attach to me and on the defamation claims they made against me. But he can't prove with Rock Nation, he can't prove that somebody at Rock Nation did this because it's anonymous, so he's trying to go through the court case. So when he's watching that Charlamagne the Gods and academics in an interview, and he's sitting back and he's hearing Charlamagne tell wait, how? What are you talking about? How? That don't make sense. He should, bro. I think you're manic. He's also being told the same thing because they're attacking him with a sleight of hand. They're attacking him behind AI articles, AI profiles, anonymously, hiding behind the shadows, getting things done. And then when you accuse them of doing it based on common sense, nah, you crazy, bro. What's going on? So he's sitting back and watching what academics is going through and said, nah, they're running the same play on me. I get forward. Don't let them convince you you're manic. Don't do that. And I do think this kind of bolsters academics' claims because if Larry Jackson is somebody who Joe Budden respects, who Charlamagne the God respects, who a lot of people in the industry respects. So if Larry Jackson is telling Ak, you're not crazy, they're doing the same thing to me, these people are evil, I would like to see Charlamagne come out or Joe Budden come out and say, Larry Jackson, you're lying. Now, Ak never said Larry Jackson's name, but I hope academics do say it at some point because that does lend a hint of credibility to what academics are saying.
Right? Remember, they have a Rock Nation distribution dashboard, right? When this came out, artists like Russ and other people, they were like, yo, this is a bad deal. United Masters, or if you go with TuneCore, or you go with what's the other distribution thing? They're like, you get better terms. essentially, again, I'm trying to make a long story short. Rock Nation was trying to get into distribution. It got slammed by critics. It got slammed by even artists that were knowledgeable.
Open a Chime checking account in 2 minutes and we'll spot you up to $200. Apply now.
You guys can do the math here. There is a new type of label that is doing exactly what Rock Nation wanted to do. They have focused on distribution in a different way, outside of the majors. Let's just say maybe it's called Gamma. I don't know.
They're gonna make me go fuck with Gamma and put my music out.
Put it like this. The loss that Rock Nation ultimately took 10 years ago, they didn't forget. And they're realizing again, 10 years later, when the same person who's in the midst of this is now also creating a competitor that is doing a lot better than what they're doing currently. I don't need to spell it out for y'all, but I pray for them, they pray for me, I pray for Drake, they pray for Nicki. Like we all, it's an interesting thing, but I got called and comforted by, again, this is what I was trying to say, you know who it is.
Academics is not manic. And I don't think anybody truly believes that Academics is like making all of this up and Rock Nation is completely innocent. I feel like the only problem is that Academic has is, Academics is a really great orator, and clearly, like, I can't talk, I have a speech impediment. Like, he's a really great orator. Like, Academics knows how to talk. But I feel like when it comes to storytelling, Academics just, it's just, it's too long-winded, right? Like, even this story right here, this was like a 15-minute clip. Like, most people ain't waiting towards the very end act to, like, you feel me? Like, Act could have told us.
Yeah, get to the point, nigga. Get to the point. When you're like, that's like, I do YouTube. When I'm doing shorts, if I'm talking about a certain subject, the shorts, I think the length of a short is 3 minutes now for YouTube. I'm gonna do a 3-minute short. I gotta get all of that information in a 3-minute sector. So I gotta introduce myself, bum, 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 bum. Just say, you are a very handsome young man. Thank you so much.
Story in 5 minutes. Like, I could have said, the same dude who signed Drake to Apple Music and took Drake away from that title deal, that dude gave me a call and warned me against Rock Nation. By the way, that dude and Rock Nation, they're currently competing partners in this new distribution for
respect to I don't know, is your name Gunna? That name Gunna. Gunna, I appreciate that. Thank you.
And by the way, that same dude who Rock Nation is like not making public enemy number one, that same dude is now having random AI articles pop up slandering him the same way random AI articles is popping up slandering me. Now, what's the common denominator here? Both of us are enemies of Rock Nation. Done. Right? But Axe said, like long story short, about 20 times during this, you feel me? It was just too long-winded. I feel like, if Academics just found a way to make his Rock Nation arguments just more concise just to it, like I had to cut out like a bunch. Like when I'm reacting to this, I had to cut out like probably like 2 minutes at a time just to, you feel me? Just for Act to get to the point. I feel like if Act does a better job at just tell the story, bro. Just get to the story. Tell the story. To me, they'll be much better off, and they'll kind of make people understand your point. But if you're gonna spend like a 20-minute clip on explaining how Rock Nation and Larry Jackson, you feel me? It's just like, I don't know, man. But shout out to Act, bro. Again, I 100% believe that Act is telling the truth. Y'all let me know what y'all believe. If you're still watching this video and
Hey, y'all check out Porter Flacco. So we about to do an update on this Andrew Tate thing. I guess he went to Miami and got arrested. So we're about to see what's up with that. We'll probably do about a good 10 minutes of this because it's like a 30-minute segment. But we're about to see exactly what's going on with Tate and Tristan with his brother Andrew and his brother Tristan. Let's see what's going on. We're about to react to Law and Crime Network. Let's
If
see
you
what
need
happens.
cash now, just go to Mango. All you need to do is answer a few quick questions to see how much you'll get. It won't affect your credit score or your mortgage. And you don't even need it.
Social media influencers Andrew and Tristan Tate are back in the headlines, back in the U.S., and back in cuffs. The pair were arrested over the weekend in Miami as part of criminal investigations that are now crisscross the globe. Prosecutors in...
Yeah, this shit about to be crazy, bro. Like, this is about to be crazy, bro. Like, this Andrew Tate thing, this gonna be a big one, too. Now, they definitely could do it. They could do a movie about this. So the next 3 movies, David D4V, that would be a good movie. Like that's a blockbuster movie. The David thing about David and Celeste. The Nolan Wells movie. If they can make a movie about that, that would be a blockbuster movie. The Andrew Tate thing, this is the documentary alone with, like, they can go on Netflix with just the documentary.
UK are asking for the Tate stopover in the U.S. to be a quick one as they call for extradition so the brothers can now face dozens of charges. We have details of what happened in a federal courtroom today. Plus, I'm going to be speaking with a celebrity criminal defense attorney, and I am bringing on a member of the U.S. Marshal Service who can give us an inside peek as to what the arrest of Andrew and Tristan Tate looked like. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Crime. I'm Jesse Ray. Now, it has been a little bit since we talked about Andrew and Tristan Tate, the self-described misogynistic social media influencers who currently face criminal charges in more than one country. So right now, as I'm recording this, the brothers are in federal custody in Miami, Florida. They're going to await a judge's decision on whether they're going to be shipped back to the UK to face sex crimes charges. So you have 39-year-old Andrew and 38-year-old Tristan Tate. They're dual citizens in the US and the UK. But for the past couple of years, the two have been in and out of Romanian jail cells. The two had moved to Romania after criticizing the lack of freedoms in other countries online. In late 2022, Andrew and Tristan were arrested along with 2 women. They were accused of luring women into sexual exploitation and things like sex work websites with promises of romantic relationships, or that the Tate brothers would help them advance their influencer careers. Andrew Tate has stated repeatedly that there's zero evidence against him, that there's some sort of underlying conspiracy at work. They spent time locked up in jail as well as on house arrest before a court lifted travel restrictions, gave them permission last year to leave the country, fly to Florida on a private jet before returning to Romania. And the case in Romania is still ongoing, but it's hit a few procedural hurdles, according to local reporting. But at the same time that they were facing accusations in Bucharest, multiple women in the UK also brought claims against the Tates. And now these men are facing dozens of charges there. So
I live in Georgia. Put a 1, where you live at? What put a 1, where do you live? Okay, let me keep playing this joint. Hold on.
when they landed in Miami on Saturday, this time they were taken into custody on a sealed warrant as part of an extradition request. According to the Crown Prosecution Service in the UK, Andrew and Tristan are being charged in connection with 4 more alleged victims and incidents that reportedly occurred between 2010 and 2017. So on top of this laundry list of charges that they were already facing, according to reporting from The Guardian, They now face dozens more. The CPS has charged Andrew with 7 more counts of rape, 3 counts of arranging or facilitating trafficking for sexual exploitation, 3 counts of assault with actual bodily harm, and 19 additional charges for offenses relating to indecent images of a child and extreme pornography. So in all, per
Hey,
the
man,
BBC,
everything okay?
Andrew now
Hold
faces
on.
a total of 40.
Hold on, y'all. Everything okay?
No,
What happened?
I can't send him the money through Zelle because I never done it. So to pay the rent. And he tried to process it through he used to have a business. And he tried to process it like a transaction. And it keeps declining it. Then he did it twice, and then he did it again twice. And they flagged my card.
So, I mean, is there anything I could do to help you?
I mean, the only thing that you can do, maybe, if I have to cash out you the money, you
Mm-hmm.
gotta go to Bank of America. You gotta go to Walmart and get the money order.
Okay, I could do that. I'll do that. I'll do it tomorrow and tomorrow in the morning.
I hope you didn't spend all that money on Dion, because I really ain't got it to give it to you. Get out there.
What to go? Where I gotta go? I gotta go to Douglasville.
Yes, they cannot take the payment through nowhere but a money order, and that's it. I can't send it through Zelle, Cash App. You have to go to Walmart, go all the way to Douglasville and back. Like, do you have it? Because I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm at my wit's end.
Only thing I could do is in the morning time. I could do my laptop and get the money to put the gas in the car, and cause it's Douglasville is a good little way, so I can go early in the morning soon as the place open, do the laptop, go do whatever I need to do as far as what you need me to do, and do it like that. But I mean, I'll be able to do it. It's no problem. So what business are you saying? Like, what business?
I can barely hear you, Dion. Like you.
No, I'm right here. I'm right here, babe. Hold on. Let me cut it up. Let me cut it upside down. Okay, can you hear me better now? Hello? I'm talking directly into the mic. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying I can go in the morning. What I could do is I can go put some gas in the car, go and get the whatever you need to get from Douglasville, and then I guess do what you need me to do. You need me to go to a bank, or you need me to go to Walmart.
I need you to go where you could just get a money order. Period. I don't.
No, I can get a money. I can get a money order right up the street.
Okay, well, I didn't know. I don't know.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying, like, that's how I was paying my rent for the last couple of months. I'll go right up the street to do a money order, but yeah, they charge me a little bit to do the money order, but I mean, ain't. So I got to go get a money order for how much?
It's $4,028.78.
4,028. Okay. So how much you sending me on the in the money order? That's what I'm saying. Like how much you sending me?
I'm going. I don't know. Like I'm trying to go to Walmart real quick to see if I can send it like through like how you and your mom send the money. What's it called?
You could do MoneyGram or Walmart, but it's probably best to do Walmart because you know Walmart would have the actual money. They can give me the $4,000.
No, I was gonna send it to him that way. I'm gonna see what they're saying, but I can't remember how you and your mom do the transaction. I don't
No, you
know.
just go
I
to
don't know how.
Walmart. You listen, babe. You just go to Walmart and get the money.
To do Western Union or Money. I don't know, Dion. I'm
Money,
just asking.
baby. Listen, baby. Baby, calm down. Calm down. It's MoneyGram. Just send it through the MoneyGram. I can go to Walmart in the morning, get the money, and go from there. So I'm gonna have to go
No,
to
hold on. I'm trying to see if I can send it to him through that first.
send it to who?
Raphael.
Okay. You're gonna send it to Raphael, and then what? He got to send it to Walmart.
No, Dion. I'm trying to see if they have MoneyGram or however you send it to your mom. You and your mom do this. How if I go to Walmart, I'm trying to see if I can send it to him through that before you do what you want to do.
So you're gonna have to send it. So this is what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to send it to him through Walmart. He gonna have to go to Walmart, get the money, put it back in there, and send it to me, and then I can do whatever I need to do.
No, Dion, no. I'm trying to see if it'll go through to him first. No, I'm not having you do no transaction,
Oh,
Dion.
okay. I'm bad. I'm
I'm
bad.
trying to.
I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to see what's going on.
Okay, so that's why I was saying. I'm just asking, like, is it MoneyGram or Western Union?
No, it like Walmart is mostly MoneyGram. But you're gonna have to pay an extra
Okay.
fee because they're gonna charge you for sending that much money. There's gonna be some type of fee. I'm just letting you know that it's gonna be an extra fee to send like over like five. We mean $4,000 and shit. They're gonna charge you an extra little fee. I don't know how much it's gonna be, but it's gonna be a little extra. It ain't like sending $100 or $200. It's gonna be way more. It's gonna be a charge to it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's why I'm going there because I can't. I don't put my Western Union and MoneyGram until your mom had sent me something. So that's why I needed to know what should I ask for when I go up here because I'm trying to get here. It's 7:30. They close at 8 o'clock, and they're 30 minutes. It's almost 30 minutes away.
Oh my
I'm so
god.
irritated because Raphael just don't. It's like he's not keeping up with the time, and he's trying to do things like how he used to do when we had a business, but it flagged my account, and it's like they're talking about I gotta go into the branch and show my ID and do this and that, and I'm like, the fucking Bank of America is 2 hours away.
Damn.
There's no Bank of America in this city.
Damn.
Crazy, like, and I can't take off work. I'm not taking off work because you know why? My check is already short from taking off last week.
Mm-hmm. So what do you need me to do? You need me. What do you need me to do? You just asking me about the transaction.
do anything.
Oh,
You know,
okay. Because I was like, I thought you need me to go. I just thought you need me to go get the money and pay it myself. I was just wondering what you had going on.
I'm just trying to see because I'm at my wits end. Like I don't even know what to say.
It's all right, baby. Please don't be don't get upset, baby. Please, baby. Just it's gonna happen, babe. It's coming along. It's gonna happen, okay? Just go try to do it tonight, and then I guess let him go and do it in the morning, and then let him pay the money or whatever like that.
It's like he talking about he waiting to see if the neighbor can take him, and he don't even call him back. It's like, why don't you just drive your wheelchair up there? It's like, what do you have that for?
Mm.
It's not far. It's not even far from Walmart. It's not even far from where I stay. And he just acts so fucking lame. He's just like, I don't even know why I let him in my home. I'm so sick of him. I'm so tired. I've been out 2 days. It's like this shit could have been done.
Mm-hmm. That's why I kind of wish you would have asked your daddy a little earlier. Like if you would have, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like it's pushing the timeline. Like, but
And the sheriff is gonna lock the door on Thursday morning. It's not even gonna be like they're waiting until 5 o'clock. They're going to lock the door. He's gonna be put out. Like I don't know why he does this. He does this like when he's trying to do a transaction, he does it over and over and over, and I can always tell him that's a fraud alert.
mm-hmm.
That's a fraud alert.
Oh my God. mm. He gonna have to handle this because I mean this is your I mean it sounds like this your last resort, so it just seems like he gonna have to get this done. Like he gonna have to get up and do what he gotta do because if he need a place to go, he gonna have to figure this out.
All right, I'll call you back.
Okay, man. All right. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to take this call, man.
42 charges in the UK. Tristan faces 17. The head of the CPS Special Crimes Division, this is Malcolm McAfee, said these charging decisions followed receipt of a further file of evidence from Bedfordshire police and bring the total number of alleged victims in this case to 7. Now, attorneys for the Tates have adamantly denied any wrongdoing. Lawyer Joseph McBride did not mince words in a lengthy statement saying, in part, the world knows Andrew and Tristan Tate are innocent. Their enemies know it best of all. That is exactly why they have been attacked. He continued, understand what Britain just did. There is a long-standing agreement between the UK and Romanian governments that the UK would not seek extradition while the Romanian proceedings are pending. Those proceedings are ongoing right now. That agreement exists because no nation gets to trample the judicial sovereignty of another for political convenience. The UK shredded its own word the moment it became useful to shred it. That is who they are. This extradition demand has one purpose: to kidnap Andrew and Tristan through paperwork before an American jury exposes the truth to the entire world. We are confident that once a competent judge sees the facts and once the Department of Justice confronts this egregious abuse of its own authority, Andrew and Tristan Tate will walk free. America does not do Britain's political dirty work, not here, never. McBride claimed in his statement that the arrests were green-lighted by a low-level functionary at the DOJ, but the department reportedly told the Associated Press that the arrests were approved by leadership of its criminal division. Matt Jury, who we've had on this program before, a lawyer representing 4 alleged British victims, had this to say for The Guardian, quote, Andrew Tate is now facing the real prospect of extradition to the UK after years of public campaigning by the 4 British women I represent. They have spent years fighting for action to be taken, and I now urge the authorities to ensure this case proceeds as quickly as possible. Andrew and Tristan Tate are accused of some of the most serious offenses, including multiple counts of rape and human trafficking. It is time they face justice. The BBC has laid out the path that these kinds of requests take, right? The Crown Prosecution Office puts together a request, it gets certified by a judge, the final request is sent over to the Home Office, which then forwards it on to the U.S. State Department. It's then considered by a court here in the U.S., and Secretary of State Marco Rubio apparently would have the final say so on extradition. And there have been rumors in the past that the Tates, who have both shown support for President Donald Trump, could see his intervention in their illegal cases, but has previously said he doesn't know anything about the Tates cases. This is according to reporting by Time magazine. However, I will tell you, the outlet reports that Donald Trump Jr. was previously quoted saying the brothers' detention in Romania was, quote, absolute insanity. Now, a barrister, lawyer specializing in extradition law, Ben Keith, told the Times in the UK that if the Tates decide to fight the extradition application, the case could be tied up in the British legal system for months. All right, I know it's a little bit of a 180, but anybody out there have a cat? This is an important thing. You should listen up.
A cat?
Who doesn't want their cat to be healthy and happy? Right?
I don't got a cat. We got a lot of stray cats around here, but let me fast forward this about a little cat. I'm sorry, y'all. Little baby cat. I'm sorry. All right, come on.
That happened today too, which I'll get into. But first, 2 different perspectives on this. First, I want to bring in criminal defense attorney Bradford Cohen, acclaimed criminal defense attorney, really deals with high-profile cases, high-profile celebrities. I wanted his take on what we should be thinking here. Take a look. So, Bradford, good to see you. Thank you for taking the time. This is a big development. They get arrested while they're in Miami. They're now hit with these additional charges on top of all the other charges that they were facing. They have the Romania case. There's a potential investigation in Florida. Just overall perception about what happened over the weekend.
Overall perception is, essentially, so they were in Florida. They get arrested on this extradition. They still have that pending case in Romania. And that's what's going to be so interesting about this extradition is that there was...
So they're going to get extradited at least in Romania. So they have to get extradited, I guess, to Romania, and then you got some more stuff going on in other places. So this is
an alleged agreement with the UK for priority. And we often do this with different states that might have different cases on individuals. So that's kind of where they are right now. They have these pending cases in Romania. They have pending cases in England. This extradition is for the case in England that was going to be essentially
So you got Romania, you got England. I wonder where they was at to where they wasn't extradited. That's my main thing. Where were they at to not to be extradited? Because certain places in the world you can go, but if they want to come and get you, they come and get you, and they extradite you to these different places. But it seems like it's extradition in at least 2 different places. That's what I'm saying.
Aid until the Romanian cases were resolved.
Hello, everyone.
So first off, it look like
I want to introduce to you the best people.
So first off, hold on, y'all. First off, it look like they gotta clear the case in Romania. Gotta clear that case. Romania first. Then they're saying something about England. So after they get extradited to Romania and clear that up, it looked like they're gonna have to go to England and get something cleaned up in England also. So it's like, I don't know, like this.
Why would they want to fight extradition?
Weird.
What is the concern?
Coming right back, I got
about
you back,
going
I'll be right
to
back.
the UK? Is it that if they go back to the UK, they may get, I don't particularly know how the issue of bond works there, but could they be concerned that if they go there, they might not make bond and be detained and be behind bars as they await trial there? Is it, let's fight it as much as we can here, in the United States, but I also don't know how it works. If they're fighting extradition here, do they remain detained here?
So let's break down. You said a lot there, so let me break it down a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yes, I think they fight extradition because there was, number one, there was this alleged long-standing agreement with UK that they would not seek extradition while Romania was pending. And I think someone at maybe DOJ or someone else decided to submit this warrant to the magistrate judge. The magistrate judge signed off on it. That's how a warrant gets issued. That's how extradition starts. Now, that's phase one. Phase two of why they would fight extradition. Well, number one is because of that agreement. And then number two is because they would be remaining in custody, most likely, on the transfer to England. And they've already experienced this in Romania, right? They were in custody for like 8 months or a year with charges not filed, and they were filed, and some were dropped. Some were pending. They seized all their items. I mean, the Romanian thing was a little bit crazy in terms of how it took place and how they weren't allowed to go anywhere. So they obviously are in fear, I would imagine, of staying in custody. Now, how does it work in extradition in the United States? Generally, you're not entitled to bond in terms of the extradition, and how that works.
So it's saying if they got locked up in America, they're not going to be extradited. They're going to hold them in America, per se, on the charges that I guess they have in America. Because, I mean, it's looking like Andrew and his brother, the Tate brothers, they got a lot of shit going on in a whole lot of different countries. So it's like they're looking for them in Romania, England. They got locked up in America. So it's like this shit right here is kind of confusing, bro. But I'm trying to figure it out.
18 USC 3184 kind of controls it, right? And we look at the bond determination in, are they a flight risk? Are they a harm to society? They're not entitled to a bond. And most likely, in cases like this, individuals are not awarded a bond. Now, why is their case different? A couple things. Number one is they've been out, nothing has happened, society has been safe. Number two is they're well-known personalities. If they wanted to run, they could have run. They could have gone to Vietnam. They could have gone to different countries that have zero extradition.
Yeah, because so if you get in trouble, bro, certain countries like Vietnam, certain countries you go to, America is not gonna come and extradite you, bro. Like Bali, Vietnam, I know those are two. I don't know about all of the other ones, but I know at least Bali and Vietnam, you're not going in there to get them.
With anyone, Romania, America, England, they could have gone to those countries. They did not. So the flight risk argument, I think, is a little weak. And then that third thing, which is really the most important to me, is that UK had an agreement that there was a priority for Romania. And the argument essentially would be is that...
So it's looking like they really want them in Romania. Like Romania is the place that they want them the most.
Kind of a rogue actor that submitted a warrant, and it was signed by a magistrate, and that magistrate, had no idea about any kind of agreement with the UK about the Romanian incident. So they have a multitude of things to address. What it's going to come down to is essentially the extradition hearing, and then also if the UK is willing to give them a kind of bond.
To the quarters, you cashing out, or you riding for the Senate?
Man, this shit crazy, but hey, this shit about to be crazy too, bro. But this shit right here about to be wild.
Or some sort of release from the extradition itself and let them go to England on their own accord.
Do you think the White House is going to get involved? Why do I say that? So Mr. McBride told reporters Monday, I believe that Marco Rubio and the rest of the Trump administration are not fans of communism. They're not fans of prosecuting people for free speech. So I would just think as a matter of principle, based on the reasons why they were elected, that they would not want to see two free citizens go to a country where they're going to be thrown in jail for political reasons.
So I think that's interesting. I don't know if the White House gets involved or not, or if they necessarily.
Cause they just said something to Trump. I think I said that in the last. I don't know if I said that in the last video or this video, but they told Trump about it. And Trump. Oh, no, it was the last video because I just came back and started this one. But it's looking like Trump gonna make the call on this.
Necessarily have to get involved. I think there's going to be email exchanges.
I'm gonna run it back. We're gonna run it back.
If the White House gets involved or not, or if they necessarily have to get involved. I think there's going to be email exchanges. I think there's going to be testimony about the UK agreeing to forego any extradition until the Romanian case is over. So I don't know if it's going to be necessary, but I also think there's going to be some sort of fairness argument, right? If the UK did agree to hold off until Romania was done, which is not unusual. A lot of countries, a lot of states do this. If you look at the Little Dirk case, he's got a case pending in Chicago. He's got a case pending in California.
That's crazy. Hey, but he made a good point. Lil Durk with the Mac case. I forget the dude's first name. Something Mac. If Dirk beats the case in LA, he still got to go back to Chicago to face the charges in Chicago. So it's like Dirk is basically fighting two different cases. He might be and I don't know if the case in Chicago is state or fed. Don't get me the line about that. I don't know nothing about that, but I know the case in LA is federal. That's federal. But he also has a case that's going on in Chicago with the Mac dude. So this is like this, but this is like with countries. So
California, they have to give some sort of priority as to who gets in first. So there is some case law and some good history on different countries giving priority to those states. Those countries. I don't think that they're going to need to get involved. I think it's going to be a DOJ issue, and it's going to be whether or not this warrant was issued by error, essentially, where they didn't know that the UK had this agreement, and someone from DOJ is like, wait a minute, they have a warrant out, let's just submit it to a magistrate, which is unusual, but does happen.
This is crazy.
So I don't think the White House necessarily is going to have to get involved, but I also think that these are unusual circumstances and it's an unusual case, so it wouldn't shock me if the Secretary of State got involved in this type of case.
I know the law is different. I know charges are different. But what they're facing in the UK, I want your impression on. So again, just to reiterate, Andrew Tate is reportedly facing 42 charges.
42 charges.
Trafficking, indecent images of a child and assault. Tristan Tate, 17 charges. Right.
So the indecent images of a child, that's CP. Like, I don't know how that works out in different countries. I know in America, if you get caught with CP, basically you're going to jail on federal. But yeah, this shit right here, but this some new shit. Bro, this is gonna be some shit that we might be arguing for years. Like there's some shit we might be arguing for years, y'all. Like this is nasty work here. This is nasty work here. Let's see what's going on, though, y'all. Let's see what's going on.
Sexual assault, rape, trafficking. You're looking.
Hold on, they're saying SA, trafficking, R. That's a lot, bruh. Yeah, this is a lot, bro. Like, this right here is... Yeah, we're going to watch this whole video. I need to know all of the information. I'm not going to cut this off. I'm going to we're gonna break this down to the smallest increment to as much as I can understand as far as the law goes, internationally, and the fact that he got caught in America.
About what 59 charges between them. We already know that they were facing rape and human trafficking charges in the UK from allegations from 2012 to 2015.
So since 2012 to 2015, they've had the R and trafficking charges.
Appear to be about investigation regarding 7 women that took place or allegedly took place in the east of England between 2010 and 2017. They're also facing a civil.
So that's a 7-year period. From 2010 to 2017, we're gonna have to figure out. Damn, this is crazy, bro. And you gotta think about it. 2010 to 2017, it's 2026. Like, this is damn near 20 years later, bro.
Lawsuit in the UK from 4 women who have claimed that they were sexually assaulted by them. So just talk to me about the gravity of these charges and how a defense attorney approaches something.
So the charges are very serious, obviously. The allegations are very serious.
Charges,
what the allegations, in my opinion, do not show is these the lawsuits that have been pending, and I think there was a lawsuit in the United States that was pending. I don't know if it was dismissed. A lot of these things have discovery on them, and there has been some movement in terms of that the stories weren't exactly how these young ladies were saying these stories were. So how does the defense attorney attack these things is exactly how I'm saying it. You know, you ask about the incidents, you see what the evidence is, you see what kind of evidence there is pending. If there is extrinsic evidence, the witnesses that allegedly were there or allegedly these individuals told soon thereafter or did not tell soon thereafter. Why did it take from 2010 to now for these allegations to come out? Why is there a lapse in time? All these different things are questioned, and we try to find out the answers to these things. The allegations are always horrible. The Sean Combs case, those allegations were horrible, and then he ended up getting a not guilty on the majority of those charges. So, everyone is, in America at least, everyone is presumed innocent until, and after a trial has commenced. So you have that cloak of innocence throughout the trial, and then until a jury finds whether or not you are guilty or not guilty. So when I look at these cases.
So it's looking like even if he had charges in America, any kind of charges in America, and they hold him and, hold him to, they're going to have to do, basically, they're going to have to do their time. They're just like Lil Durk. Just say Lil Durk, they give him 20 years in LA. If Lil Durk does 20 years in LA, the minute he gets out after them 20 years, he still has to face the charges that are in Chicago. The only person that I seen that they actually just said, fuck it, we ain't even gonna take the charges, was R. Kelly, because R. Kelly had charges all over the place. But R. Kelly had charges in a certain place, was convicted, and when he get out, because of, I guess, the amount of time that R. Kelly was charged, he doesn't have to worry about if he gets out, they're gonna charge him somewhere else. Cause it's like, that's just like, we was talking about the Dirk case. Just say if Dirk we'll just say allegedly, and hypothetically, and we this is not nothing that would happen in the real world. If Dirk get charged with, let's just say 1 year in LA for whatever he's doing in LA, he still got to go face the charges of the Mac dude in Chicago. So the minute he get out of jail for that 1 year that he does in LA, he's gonna have to face different charges in Chicago. It's just crazy, bro. Yeah, this a wild case right here, boys.
The allegations in all cases, there's never good allegations in cases. They're always bad. Sexual allegations are some of the worst because it goes to your reputation, it goes to your being, as opposed to, if it's a grand theft case, if it's something else of those nature. When we think of sexual assault cases, you start to think, is it a depraved mind? That if we have a defense to it, if we have witnesses that were there that say something to the opposite of what was going on, then we put them on. It's like anything. And whenever I get a case, everyone always says, oh, this guy's cooked, or this guy's cooked. I've had gun cases with DNA and fingerprints, and the gun was found in the glove compartment of the car he was driving in, and I still get a not guilty. So I don't know all of the facts and circumstances of the case. And when we do, we'll find out what the defense is going to be.
3,000 rupees on an iPhone. Watch this.
Would you be concerned about their past comments online and interviews that it could play a role in this case? I think at the very least, even if you're talking about here in the United States.
Now, see, that's another thing. Andrew Tate, I say Andrew Tate. I don't know about his brother Tristan, but I know Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate, he talks a lot. You know what I'm saying? He talks about how he's very boastful when it comes to speech about, things that he's been involved in. And that's another thing. You got to be careful about what you put out here on the internet, things that you talk about, things that you relate to the public point of view. Because if you put these things out on, we'll just say, if you put this stuff out on, public view or spectrum, it could actually hurt you in a court case because they got video of you talking about certain things, and they could put you in a tight spot as far as you trying to fight a case going to an uphill battle. You know what I'm saying? So that happens too.
It's an issue of jury selection, how you can find a fair and impartial jury, because it's the difference between.
Now he said it too. He said, hold on. He said it too. A fair and impartial jury. Like, bro, a jury, like with the David thing, the jury can't be impartial. He's came out, he said all of these things. He's put all of this information out into the world, and people have seen what he has said. So it's like, they're like, nah, bro, we don't believe you, bro. Like, you need more people, like, basically, like.
Criminally arrested and
I'm coming right back, y'all.
Sometimes it comes out of nowhere. Sometimes they're like, I don't know, like, I didn't know anything about Bill Cosby, right? I wasn't in the circles for when he
Right, but you like Jello.
People were like, some people were like, oh my gosh, I knew him, like, this is not a surprise. Other people were like, what? America's Dad, where'd that come from? Andrew and Tristan Tate, now again, they're innocent unless proven guilty, but I have to ask, like, their commentary, I think I wonder if that could be a complication for them, either A, trying to get a fair and impartial jury. I don't know all the standards in the UK and how the law works, but also I just imagine, I wonder if that could be used as evidence.
Yeah, so it always causes me concern when I'm representing someone of note, because there are always going to be statements, or there are always going to be something on the internet, especially now, even with people not of note, but when I represent individuals, high profile individuals, which I've had many, it worries me about, what they've said. And here's what worries me more sometimes is how the prosecutors use it, how they twist it to use it. That happens a lot too. Look at the rap lyrics that are being used these days. And I've had cases where state attorneys or federal U.S. attorneys have manipulated the words to kind of fit their narrative, or change them completely.
So that's another thing with the Yellow Beezy case. They're using that. They're using the rap lyrics with they're using the rap lyrics with Yellow Beezy case. They're using the rap lyrics with the Young Dirt case. Young Dirt had a lot of things going on in a rap video where the dude that was supposedly the person that unalived his brother was in the video. Y'all gotta look at the AHA video, but
same thing with rap lyrics. What does that worry me? That the guy's talking about, hey, I carry a 45 and I slide the block. Of course it worries me because it's something.
Then if the person got unalived by a 45, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why, like, bro, I be telling y'all, bro, like, bro, shut the fuck up, bro. Don't say nothing. But see, I come from a time and an era of where it comes to, like, we old school. I was born in the 70s. I was born in 78, like right at the cusp of the 80s. Even in the 80s, bro, if somebody did something, bro, or they did something to somebody, bro, ain't nobody, that 9 times out of 10, they're not telling nobody, bro. They're not telling nobody what happened. These motherfuckers nowadays, they'll go on there and just blurt out anything and just tell the whole shit on a rap song and tell on themselves, or get on there and start talking shit after somebody died that they actually had something to do with. Get on Instagram and start talking about the shit, and the shit don't make no sense, bro. Like, you telling on yourself.
So it's going to come down to is what they would use and how they would use it. I think that should be really looked at least in the United States. I've always been a proponent for really narrowing the scope of rap lyrics, narrowing the scope of what an individual says, because we are a country and we are a country of freedom of speech, narrowing it so that it is tailored to the actual case. An individual saying, hey, I don't like women that are promiscuous, and then they're in a sexual case, and all of a sudden the prosecutor wants to bring that statement in for just kind of, they'll say it's for something else, but we know it's for character evidence. It really shouldn't be allowed. So yes, does it worry me? Yes.
I like what he said, character evidence. Like, bro, you can't say this and then it comes in as character evidence in your case because you didn't do the certain things that you're supposed to do. As far as what you were talking about, it goes totally against the charges that were brought up against you. Like, but this is good, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I thought listen, y'all. I thought I was gonna do about 10 minutes of this. We damn near, and it was only a 30-minute segment, but we're 20 minutes in this 30-minute segment of me breaking this down.
And how they would bring it in.
File.
It's crazy, bro. Like, crazy. And it's crazy he brought up Lil Durk. Like, he basically said Lil Durk cooked.
I want to ask you one more point about this. So it's also being reported per CNN that Florida is investigating the brothers, that there's an active criminal investigation. And
So they say Florida, Vinny is saying that Florida has an active investigation against Tristan and Andrew.
Florida Attorney General James Uthmeyer posted on X after it was announced the brothers were arrested, how the turntables, ... How is this affecting any potential Florida case or investigation?
First, I don't even understand what the tweet was, how the turntables. I read that myself, and I was like, I think he meant something.
Nah, basically how the tables, he said how the turntables, but he's basically saying like how the tables turn. Like, y'all know what You know what he mean. He's trying to convolute. I'm not thinking in this man's mind, but I'm just trying to say he basically trying to say he's convoluting what's going on in this case. But the dude that put that tweet out, I understand what he's saying. How the tables turn. It's like you were on top of the world. Now look at how the tables turn. Look at how Diddy was on top of the world. Look at how the tables turn. You in jail now, nigga.
Like how the tables are turned, I guess. Yeah.
How the tables turn.
And this is it got something to do with it, but it's kind of like I'm just thinking for myself, how does Diddy get out of jail and make things different or turn the tables in his favor after he gets out? Diddy getting out, they might not get out, but Diddy's getting out of jail. Diddy got about another year and a half, 2 years. He about to get out of jail. But it's almost like how he said it. He said it was like, the turntables. He's saying how tables turn in certain situations. You dig?
I don't know what he meant by that. Obviously, listen, if there's an active investigation.
That's what he meant by that.
You deal with an active investigation. I don't take threats very well. I don't take, lawyers send me letters all the time about their clients and things of that nature. I really don't care about letters. I don't care about calls. I don't care about tweets. Like, you have a case, bring the case. You don't have a case, then don't bring the case and don't tweet about it. So I'm a guy who likes to punch people in the face and not tell them, hey, by the way, if you keep doing that, I'm going to punch you in the face. Like, just do it. Like, either punch them in the face or don't. So to me, it's one of those things that the threats mean nothing to me. The actions mean more than the threats. And if you have something, then bring it.
So as we're talking, my producer, Savannah, who's amazing, just goes, it's a joke from The Office. So Michael Scott says, oh, how the turntables. So I guess he's making a joke.
I'm not
She understand what I just said, what I explained. How the turntables, they say it backwards. How the table turns, meaning you was at this point and look at where you at right now. That's how the tables turn. Like, you could be on top today, and then next thing you know, you in the jail cell. Cause look at how much money these folk got, bro. These folk got millions on top of millions, bro. And you got handcuffs on. You sitting in the jail cell right now, bro.
Yeah, like, I'm not, I'm not as hip as James is for the Attorney General of Florida. He's way hipper. He's way hipper than I am. I didn't understand it. I read it, and like maybe it's because I'm so old. I didn't understand it, but it's good to put it in context.
What am I supposed to say?
Yeah,
I didn't know it either.
Put it in context. Yeah. But still, like I said, I don't even make jokes about, it's when you bring a case against somebody or you're trying cases against someone, it's never a joking thing. So I've had prosecutors tell me, well, this is going to be a fun trial and it'll be good practice for me. Like, you got someone's life in your hands and it's not practice. It's not a fun trial.
I understand that, but bruh, if you a piece of shit and you're doing the things that they say that they are capable of, bruh, it is what it is, bro. Like, we're not even gonna go down that lane, that road, that, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, if you're in a situation to where you're doing the things that they say that they did, and I hope they didn't do what they did, bro, if I was a prosecutor or a district attorney and things of that nature, nigga, I'm like, this gonna be fun. We're gonna tear them a new asshole, and we're gonna put them in jail. So
I take extremely seriously. I think a lot of my employees take it extremely seriously. And like I said, it's nothing to be joked about. So if you have something, bring the case. If you don't, you don't.
All right, let's see where it goes. Bradford Cohen.
Always the best.
Bradford
Okay, so now I
Collins.
want to bring
Gotta
on
check 'em
Emily
out.
Maddox. So Emily is a member of the United States Marshal Service, Regional Affairs, Northern Europe, Office of International Operations. And she is going to tell us right now what the arrest of Andrew and Tristan Tate looked like. How did this happen? What did we not see from all the footage that came down on social media? Here's Emily. Emily, thank you so much for taking the time. So first of all, just so our viewers and listeners know, you know someone that was a part of the actual arrest of the Tate brothers, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so she's an actual person that knows somebody who was a part of the arrest. I don't know if they were part of the what they call it, the I call them the green guys, but what's it called, U.S. Marshals. Let's just see what she says.
And in what capacity?
Right, so I work for the United States Marshal Service, and our agency was responsible for.
She said what? United States Marshals, the U.S. Marshals. Let's see what she said.
Conducting of the arrest. Marshals assigned to the Southern District of Florida and Miami were the ones who effected the arrest on Saturday.
Can you give us back?
So they got locked up on Saturday. I seen that shit, but because I was at work. I seen it, but I wasn't able to really, I was able to really look at it, but I was just like, okay, they got arrested. I didn't think it was nothing serious, but this shit right here might be an international debacle in legal jargon as far as it come to countries, charges, and whatever's going to go on from the future as far as, what's going to happen with these two guys.
And about how that happened and when it happened and the process by which it happened?
Sure, so the United States has a extradition treaty with
He got
the
the
United
AP,
Kingdom.
he got the AP on, he got that, I seen him, he had the AP on, he had the Royal Oak. He had the Royal Oak look just like this, but that bitch all silver or titanium or platinum or whatever. Yeah, he had the AP on. I seen it.
And pursuant to that treaty, there was an extradition request made by authorities in the United Kingdom. That request.
So extradition in the United Kingdom. Let's keep going.
Was then routed through Department of Justice, and once it was deemed, once the request was approved, then it was referred to the Southern District of Florida, and a warrant was issued by a federal judge in Miami. Once that warrant was issued, then it was assigned to the United States Marshal Service to actually go out and effectuate the arrest in that case.
Why at that time, right as they were going to this fighting event, is there strategy there? Is there a specific reason why it happened at that moment?
The reason, as far as what I can share, is that that moment was information was publicly available that the Tate brothers were going to attend that event. And so the decision was made to do it at that time.
Is there a concern by them as subjects, high profile, wealthy? Does that factor into the apprehension?
Sure, yeah, that always is going to factor in as well as many other details. Our priority is always going to be to effect an arrest as safely as possible. And so that's our top priority in this case as in others.
Who was it who just coughed?
I'm so sorry. It was me.
So we saw video on social media, flooded social media, all these videos of them being detained. What did we not see? What was happening that that wasn't captured by body cam in terms of how they were arrested, how they were processed, what questions they were asked, how they were checked? What's happening that we don't see?
So the big part that you don't see is that legal process that I explained before, the process of actually getting to the point of a warrant being issued. But in this case, the arrest was very quick. It was there really were no issues there, and so there really isn't a lot that's happening there that you don't see.
How many different units are assigned to an arrest like that? How many different personnel?
Right, so it depends on the arrest, and I don't have the numbers specifically that day, but the Marshal Service task forces, like the one in South Florida, are comprised of multiple law enforcement agencies from the area. That would include like Miami Police Department, as well as other federal, state, and local agencies that comprise the task force members. And so several of them would have been present that day.
Gotcha. Look, I mentioned this before, and it seems like it's going to be a big legal issue, fight of extradition. There is this treaty, right? There was this agreement between the UK and Romania that if there's an ongoing Romanian proceeding, that the UK can't, issue the warrant or try to get the extradition of the Tate brothers until the Romanian proceedings conclude. I don't know how much the U.S. Marshal Service gets involved in this, but is there a time when it comes and says we can't do this because of Romania, or did that come up at all because of Romania, or Romanian authorities are reaching out and saying we can't do this? UK, I'm sorry, but there's a problem here. There's a conflict.
Right, I can't speak to that specifically. The authority that.
Now, see, this is crazy because don't nobody know, like, bruh, she's a specialist and she don't know. So at this point, we just like, nigga, what the fuck? Like, what you got going on, bruh? Like, we don't know from this country to that country to America to, like, it's a lot going on, bro. We just in here at this point, bro.
The United States Marshal Service was acting on was the federal arrest warrant issued by a judge in the Southern District of Florida. So that is where the Marshal Service has.
So they saying something about the Southern District of Florida. It was and when they say the Southern District, a lot of times that shit turn into federal. So if you get caught up with the feds, bro, like, if you get caught up with the feds, man, it's nasty work, bro. You might not be able to.
Just like in any other case where a arrest warrant is issued, the legal issues behind that are not really something that we get involved in.
Gotcha. Was there anything about their arrest, them being detained, did they say or do anything that you can tell us that was of note?
No, my understanding, even though I was there on scene, is that they were cooperative and that the arrest was conducted without any sort of incident or issues at all.
No weapons on them or anything like that?
No.
Okay. Emily, thanks so much for taking the time. I think this is really interesting, and I wanted your perspective on what we should be thinking about as these kinds of arrests happen, and particularly this one.
Sure, thank you. Happy to be here.
Okay, so like I said, there was a hearing today, very, very brief. It was in front of U.S. Magistrate Judge Lauren Lewis, basically set another hearing for next Monday. Their attorney said they're gonna fight extradition. The brothers came into court today. They were wearing tan jail uniforms, handcuffs. This is all per reporting from the Associated Press. And look, this is the start of what could be.
And it's crazy because it's like, bro, like, I'm out. I ain't got maybe even I might not have even 1% of the money they got, and these guys, you locked up, you can't get out of jail, bro. I'm like, bro, this is what I say, y'all. Just do the right thing, man. In your life, do the right thing. Make sure you be a stand up citizen. You know, you ain't gotta be bad. You ain't gotta be, but some of the things that they was talking about these guys were dealing with is some of the worst crimes that you ever want to be involved with. You know, um, yeah, it is what it is, but yeah, man. We about to go to. We about to go to one more. I'm gonna do 2 hours. I'll do 2 hours, and then I'm up out of here. Hey, y'all, we about to check out. We just got through checking out Law and Crime Network. Next video we're about to do is about Nolan Wells, and it is Poetic Flacco's channel. We got to react to Poetic Flacco's channel. After that, probably gonna be up out of here. I gotta give me some sleep. I gotta get some things done in the morning. But yeah, we about to see what's going on.
Judge Mathis, who by the way is the second judge who have came out and stated that they believe that Nolan Walls was murdered. The police is botching the investigation, and this accidental drowning nonsense is horse-ish. If this was Judge Joe Brown, a lot of people will probably.
Yeah, Judge Joe Brown. Like, the only reason I say they'll really talk stuff about Judge Joe Brown because he has had questionable things going about some things that went on in his past or whatever. We'll say that. I'm not here to bring that to the forefront, but we're just gonna say we're gonna talk about Judge Mathis at this point.
Take this with a grain of salt, but this is Judge Mathis. Judge Mathis is not this super lunatic. No, he is pretty fair. He's somebody who is pretty rational. He has made his reputation on being a fair person. He has made his reputation on decades of ruling with discernment, having to have good discernment in ruling these cases. And if this man is coming out and saying something isn't smelling right, and he's saying with his entire chest he believes Nolan Walls was murdered, then this is not something we can take lightly.
Please, can you break it down?
Yeah, certainly. Nolan, a black man, went on a boat ride to a pretty much resort island, not necessarily, just a fun island off the coast of Mississippi. And 4 of them left and went and had fun, and only 3 returned. They then found Nolan dead. His 3 friends that he had come with in the boat had gone and left in the boat and claimed that Nolan stayed behind by himself. And additionally, however, and this is where the first question comes in with me, they say he left his cell phone. They have his cell phone, they had it in their possession. Okay, so if your buddy says to you, I'm leaving, you all go back. I'm staying by myself. No freaks, just me wandering around. And then you see that he had left his cell phone. So you say, in the boat. And instead of taking it back to a friend who's on the island by himself, and by the way, did you ask him how he was getting home? So instead of going back, you couldn't be that far off, there's a phone right in the boat. Say an hour, hour 2. If you're a real friend, you'll drive back on that recreational hour or 2 on the boat, having fun, to give your man his phone.
Here's the understanding.
Y'all check out Poetic Flacco. Y'all check out Art of Dialogue. That's where we're getting this information from.
The part about this Nolan Wall situation. This Nolan Wall situation is about common sense. You see, the bad faith people, the grifters, like for example, Officer Tatum, they would want you to believe that certain things that can't be answered because we were not there is proof that nothing nefarious happened with Nolan Wells. Yeah, we don't know the answers to certain things because we weren't there. We aren't the suspects, okay? We're not suspects in this. We're just somebody who's hearing out both sides of this story and telling you something here does not make sense. But you'll have literal race hustlers like Brendan Tatum, who has made his career off of hustling race, call out people like Judge Mathis with decades of experience in the justice system, with decades of experience in figuring out when people is lying, with decades of experience in calling cases. They'll want you to believe that Judge Mathis is a race hustling grifter for simply pointing out something doesn't smell right here. Somebody is lying. And
bro, this whole Nolan Wells thing, man, and they had his funeral, I think today, man. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells. Condolences to his family. But this whole thing right here, bro, like this is it ain't right. I just say it ain't right. That's all I can say. It ain't right. I don't know what. I don't know what happened. I don't know why this man came back unalive, but this is something that is. Yeah, there's something that I don't, we're not rocking with.
Based off of his expertise, it appears that Nolan Walls was murdered. But at the very least, an independent investigation needs to be done here. But these race hustlers will tell you, like, completely ignore decades of experience for whatever they have to say.
I gotta say something real quick. Benjamin Crump should be ashamed of himself. Al Sharpton should be ashamed of themselves.
How? How, Sway? How? How are they supposed to be ashamed of themselves because a young black man was unalive and we don't know all of the information that has been divulged, and it seems like it's a cover-up. Like, how are they supposed to be ashamed of themselves because they're trying to get justice for someone that has been unalived, and we don't know why.
I'm right here in Mississippi. It's crazy that I had to fly down here to even get this information. They've been lying on these boys. I got evidence, and I'm gonna show it to you, and I'm gonna lay it out for you. It is a shame that boy Nolan did not get the respect that he deserved. In my opinion, they turned his death into a racial thing, destroying the community. You name it, they did it. And we got evidence that it wasn't just 4 boys with him. We got evidence that they asked Nolan to get back on the boat, and he refused to because he grown. We got evidence that the boys reached out to the parents, that Benjamin Crump and them did refuse to reach out to these boys. And I've talked to them. I've seen the evidence with my own eyes. I've seen that there was more than just 4 people. There was 3 boats full of kids. I know that they left and they had nothing to do with this. And instead of them saying and standing up,
this man is a clown. This man is officer, or what they call it, Officer Tatum. This guy is a clown, bro. He's a clown. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. As a black person, I need to stay away from people like Officer Tatum. Officer Tatum is the type of person that you don't greet, you don't meet, and you don't, put yourself in his circle, because this right here, like, it's just ridiculous, bro. Like, you're ridiculous, man. Officer Tatum, if you're mad with what I say, you can come and blow my channel up. Blow my channel up, please, sir. But what you're talking about is pure what they call it, malarkey.
These boys are saying, look, we don't know what happened. We want justice for Nolan. These boys didn't have no involvement. Instead, they want to make it about, and it is a shame. And I'm so heated, man.
I want to make it about race because it was one black person that got unalived by another race. That's it, bro. Like what else don't you understand, sir?
I went out to Horn Island. We got all the video. We got the interviews. The boys wanted to talk to me because I'm the only one there to give them a voice, because everybody else is.
The boys want to talk to me because you're a coon. You're a coon. You bro, you black up under the eyes, bro. Your eyes black up under here, bro. Like, you're a coon, my nigga. Like that's why they wanted to. That's why they wanted to do that, because you're a coon.
Fake, fraudulent, looking out for themselves. And it's a shame, man. It's a shame. Nolan deserved better than what they did. They out here hoodwinking, trying to raise money and make stuff about race, and they have no evidence.
Bruh, so for the first part, you have to have money to basically do an investigation. You're not gonna get investigators to come out here and just do this shit for free, especially if people are already covering up shit. So if they're covering up already, you need people that's able to come out here and put their money forth to try to help the investigation of a young man that was unalive. What are you talking about?
Lied about the phone getting deleted. It's a shame, man. I'm gonna find out, and a lot of y'all gonna have to apologize for the stuff that you said.
So let me get this straight, okay? They told the police.
Right, ain't nobody finna apologize for shit, bro. I'm just gonna tell you that right now, bro. Ain't nobody finna apologize. Apologize for what? We don't have a reason to apologize for one of our young black men lives being taken, and it's a cover-up, and we don't have any kind of justice, bro. Like, bro, when what they call that boy name? When the stuff happened in Texas at the track meet, it was seconds after that happened. Like maybe a minute, 2 minutes after, they found out who did it, this and that. But when it comes to this young black man, we don't have no evidence. Nobody's speaking on it. We don't have no backstory. Like,
they didn't have any new information that was not already out there. They told the family they didn't have any new information that wasn't out there. The story that came out was, hey, we left at about 4. All right, we left the island completely at about 4:30. We was completely gone from the island. And we had his phone because he left the phone on the boat. He told us he was staying back to talk to a girl. That was the story. They came out and says that's the story and they have no other information. But somehow Now Brandon Tatum, the greatest race hustler, is now saying that they provided him extra information. They provided him the information they claimed they did not have. And this new information is going to solve something? Or is Brandon Tatum saying that the exact same details they already put out about leaving at 4 p.m.
Introducing new Nature Made Super Greens, made with real greens, plus prebiotic fiber and 12 key nutrients to support energy, immune health, and healthy digestion. Go green for your gut health. Nature Made.
Open a Chime checking account in 2 minutes and we'll spot you up to $200. Apply now. Open a Chime checking account in 2 minutes and we'll spot you up to $200. Apply now. Open a Chime checking account in 2 minutes and we'll spot you up to $200. Apply now. Open a Chime checking account in 2 minutes and we'll spot you up to $200. Apply now.
It's just gonna get reinforced? Yeah, no duh. That's the entire concentration of this particular investigation. Y'all came on quote unquote 3 boats, yeah, but Nolan Walsh was on 1 boat. One man can't ride 3 boats at the same time, buddy. He was on 1 boat, and that boat was with his homies that he came with. And those homies left him. While the girl is claiming that he told her he was going to go with them, but they're claiming he said he was going to stay with the girl. There's contradictions here. So I truly hope these folks didn't say, we don't have any new information to give you guys, and then didn't give the police going to family the new information but give it to Brandon Tatum. It doesn't make sense here. And I'm telling you guys right now, you know who I believe in, right? If I have to make a decision on who to believe, Brandon Tatum, the race hustler, or Judge Mathis, you know who I'm probably gonna ride with the actual judge with decades of experience in the legal system, and not an anti-black tap dancing sellout, right, who's been disparaging black folks for damn near a decade as well.
Because if he's out there by himself, no question about it, 90% white in the state of Mississippi that has a history of demonizing and black men and killing them in the civil rights era. Most of the civil rights killings occurred in Mississippi, including Medgar Evers, including our dear young brother from Mississippi who was killed, and several others. And so we know that Mississippi has a history of demonizing and marginalizing black men. And so the question became, what is the investigation going to be? Well, the police immediately accepted the version of the 3 young men that returned. Now here you are, you're supposed to be the police. And I just deduced it, and I didn't.
Bruh, it's sick, bruh. This is sick, bruh. Cause I can only imagine, bro. I got a 20-year-old daughter. My daughter about to be 21 next month. I can only imagine. I don't even know how old Nola Wells was. My daughter is about to be 21. I can only imagine my daughter went out with a bunch of white people, and she's the only person that come back unalive. Come on, dog. Like, let's you know, my daughter turned 21 on the 28th. 21 on the 28th of this month. Well, on next month, August. But it's just like I don't get it, bro. It's like I couldn't even fathom. My child is out here with y'all. My child is unalive. Bro. This is nasty work, bro. Like, as far as racial relations, as far as you know how we feel about dealing with certain people, bro. Like of different races, like I'm telling my kid, hey, you should be scared to go out with these people. And it ain't because I'm racist. It's because about the outcome.
Not just now, but I had to.
Am I lying? Am I lying or am I telling the truth?
And I'm not an investigator, I'm a lawyer and a judge, but an investigator, that is a police investigator / detective, has investigative techniques that would have immediately thrown into question what occurred, and common sense throws into question what occurred. And that's where we're at now. And there's some actions being taken by Ben Crump.
Judge Mathis, that's one of my favorite judges. I love him. That's my man as far as judges go. Like, as far as male judges, that's the one I rock with the most. And I feel him. On this. Like, he ain't doing nothing but spitting facts.
Over with him, and he's on top of it. And the family has the questions raised. Again, why would he leave his cell phone? Because it had to be voluntary.
We all heard the whole incident. They took his phone. He's like, yo, give me my phone back. We've heard that part. So what's up with that? Y'all took his phone and what? You took his phone, why? Why you want to take his phone?
And then voluntarily stay on an island by himself without telling them why. A lot of questions there, a lot of holes in it, and that's what that grand jury is going to look into. That's the good news.
Yeah, that definitely don't make no sense. So why would he give his phone to his friend? And I heard that his mom, she had to find out by using an app that his friend had his phone after it was reported that he was missing.
Very suspicious, correct.
So when he's missing, like Dialogue said, Art said, Art was like, yo, his mama had to do they got that thing called Find Your Phone app. They found the phone at his house, one of the friends' house. They found the keys to his car at their house. Well, I mean, come on now.
And then there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of unanswered questions. There's allegedly an altercation that took place, and I think they say there may be some footage of it. Some have been AI generated, various things, so we don't really know what's true or not. But I think they have eyewitnesses, and that's where the investigation should go. Were there eyewitnesses that saw any type of altercation?
It's a damn if you do, damn if you don't situation, okay? If you just sit by and allow them to feed you any type of story, they're gonna take it. These folks is gonna take whatever story they're receiving, and they're not gonna do their investigation. They're not gonna look much further. It will take pressure. Now, when you start putting pressure on the police, when you start starting a literal movement surrounding your son who was found dead inexplicably whatsoever, They tell you you are race hustling. They tell you you are somehow putting the lives and the livelihoods of Nolan Well's friends at risk. When the family has never said Nolan Well's friends murdered him, all they said was things look suspicious and they want a private investigation. So you are a race hustler if you call out again the inconsistency. Yo, do you know that these people had an issue? They had an issue with Nolan Well's family in Al Sharpton putting up $100,000, $100K for any information.
Chicken bacon ranch, Zaxby style. Who's got the sauce?
With Lumen Field wants to power game day experiences for 69,000 fans who make sure
that lead to an arrest and a conviction of someone who murdered Nolan Wells or anything in connection to Nolan Wells' death. Not even a murder, right? Because it could be accidental. They put up $100,000. Now, these people never said any names. They never pointed any fingers.
Man, I'm done with this shit, bro. Hey, Nolan Wells' family should get the justice that excuse me. Nolan Wells' family should get the justice that they need. I feel like it's a cover-up, and I feel like things should be put out here to expose whoever had anything to do with Nolan Wells' disappearance, his death. I feel like it's a horrible thing to be able to lose a child as, a parent. And apparently, whoever took this man's life, I want them to be brought to justice. I want them to be, how can I say it? I want them to be brought to justice, because at the end of the day, bro, like, this young boy shouldn't have lost his life just going out having fun on the 4th of July. You know how many people go out on the 4th of July and come back home alive and talk about their gatherings and things of that nature like that. So, yeah. Hey man, check it out. Hey, y'all kicking me in the comment cafe. I want y'all to like, subscribe, share. Definitely a notification bell. I want y'all to like, subscribe, share. Definitely a notification bell. If you like to support the channel, follow me on any other platforms. Everything on the top of the YouTube. With that being said, man, rest in peace to Nolan Wells. And condolences to his family. And if I could support his family in any type of way, go and find the means to, help his family. With that being said, man, I want y'all to, just salute and respect the people that passed away. With that being said, I'm out, man. Peace and one.